guys, it's Shell with Creative Shell Bear, Little Acres Creations. Today we're going to do another watercolor technique. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to make a card, and I'm using just some Tim Holtz watercolor paper. And I am going to go ahead and I'm going to tape that down using some blue masking tape. Okay, and my idea for this one is I really want my flowers, that I'm going to use some flowers, and maybe I'll use this little butterfly. This is just a set that I have. I really want a stamp that has a solid print. So I'm going to use this butterfly. I'm going to keep that in mind while I'm doing my watercolor. So say I put one there. So I'm going to go ahead and use this flower. I'm not sure where these stamps came from. I think I got them at a yard sale, so I'm not sure of the name or anything. So, and I'm going to kind of just keep these in mind while I'm doing the watercolor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep these in mind, kind of where I want to place them, and I'll show you why. Okay, and I saw this technique a while ago, and I've been wanting to try it. So I'm just going to use just some water, and I really want it really good because I don't want super bright colors on this. And then I'm going to use my koi watercolor. Okay, so I kind of want it, like I said, keep my idea. Okay, so I'm going to use some green, and kind of where I had the stamp placed, I'm just going to kind of do just a little bit of green right through here, so that when I put the stamp, and I'll show you guys, this will make a lot more sense in a little bit. So I'm going to do that, and then my little flower, let's do kind of like a red flower and orange. And I'm just picking some colors from my palette. It doesn't have to be anything special, you know. I just wanted a just do whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm going to kind of put that where the flowers would be. Now the person I saw do this, I think it was Jennifer McGuire. She did not do hers like this. She did it totally different. But you know, you just kind of gives you an idea, and you want to play along with it and see what you come up with. Okay, and then over here where I wanted the butterfly, I'm just going to mix some yellows together, and maybe a little bit more orange, just to kind of mix them in. I'm going to kind of put that over here on a little bit different color. Okay, and let's add some, no, I don't want blue. Add just a little bit more yellow. Okay. Now where all the white is, I'm just going to do some blues. Blues, purple, kind of make it look like a really pretty background. And make it really watery, because I really want it to spread. It's okay if it mixes a little bit. Just kind of dab it on, and we'll see how this turns out. You never know until you play, you know. I just had this idea in my head, and I thought, you know, now's the day to try it. Kind of darken around my little flower. Okay, and I'm going to dry this real quick with my heat gun, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you just want to make sure it's good and dry. I'm going to remove my tape, and then I'll show you guys why. I'm going to go ahead and dry it again really quick, just to make sure it's really dry, because we're going to do some embossing on this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, it's really good and dry. I have some Versamark here, and I'm going to use that and some clear gloss Wow powder from Wow. So I'm just going to put my butterfly up in the yellow. Anyways, I'm going to do my VersaFine up here. And I just want a really good stick. Okay, and then my other one, I'm just going to put it right here and hope for the best. Okay, and we're just going to use the VersaFine again. I'm sorry, Versamark. And then I'm just going to kind of put it where I kind of made all the colors. Okay, so now let me put my clear embossing powder on it. Okay, and that's one reason you really want it really dry, so that when you put your embossing powder on it, it doesn't mess it up. It doesn't stick where you don't want it to. Now, you could certainly use your powder tool, but you know, me, I don't have one yet. And I keep forgetting to make one. It's kind of hard to see, but that's okay. Okay, so now I'm going to emboss that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so you just want that to cool off really well. And then we're just going to spray it and kind of loosen up that watercolor and dab it off. And it's kind of like magic. And you definitely want to use watercolor paper for this. And we have a really soft looking background. But wherever we put the color, see how bright and beautiful that is? And this, like I said, this was just kind of, you know, the idea that I saw. And I thought it was kind of neat, and I really like this. I think it's really interesting and really fun. You could use anything that you want to, and all your outlines will turn into the color behind it. So I really like that. Okay, so now I'm just going to dry this one more time, and then I'm going to cut it down to size, and I'm going to cut it down to an A2 card base. Okay, so now we're just going to put our card together, and I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that I cut in half at 5.5, and that's going to make a top folding card. And then I found this little kind of melon color that I thought would go really well with our flower. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tape this down, and just using some art glitter glue. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and tape this one down. Let me zoom out just a touch. It seems a little tight. Okay, but before I put this down, I want to put Happy Birthday over here. And I chose a green Mowed Lawn Distress ink, mainly because I don't want a really dark color. I want something bright and cheerful. So what do you think? I think it's turning out so cute. Okay, so now, since I did use watercolor paper, it did warp. So on the back, you really want to use a really good tape to hold it down. You can use foam tape here, whatever you want to do. I'm using double stick tape that I picked up at Embellishment Emporium.com. And I do have a link below. Okay, so we're just going to stick that down. So we get a really good stick. Isn't that beautiful? I love how it turned out. I think this is one of my favorite techniques. I just think it's so fun. And, you know, it's so easy, and you can use any of the stamps that you already have online. Hope you enjoyed this card, and I hope you give it a try and come show us. I'd love to see what you recreate. Come join us at Little Acres Creations on Facebook. So thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys have a great day.